Today I'm reviewing the Oscal PowerMax 1800 portable power station. So we're going to unbox it, look at the features, and then we're going to test the inverter. We're going to test the inverter under max load, but then also check the sine wave and see how clean that the inverter's output is. We're then going to charge it up completely, do a capacity test on the battery, see how that tests out, and then we'll finish off with the summary. Let's begin. Here's the accessory box that comes with it. Let's open it up, see what's on the inside. Looks like it has a few different cables in here. Here's the power cable, and then the XT60 to connect to your solar panels. The unit has a very clean design. So in the front, you have two barrel connections. These are 12 volts, 6 amps. You have your standard 12 volt cigarette lighter plug, and then you have three 20 amp plugs. You can see how it has the slit on it, which designates that it is 20 amp. You also have your USB connections. These are 15 watt and 18 watt, and then USB-C. Those are both 100 watt. It does have a power light on it, and then also for Bluetooth connectivity. And then there's your standard power. You also have your AC on and off and your DC on and off. Going to power it on. It does have a nice screen. It is at 61% charged right now. It shows that the standby is approximately 11 days with no power being utilized. Has a light bar going across the top. We're going to test that. Once again, your Bluetooth connectivity. Turn on the DC output. Okay, DC output's turned on, and AC output is turned on. When I turned on the AC, I could hear the fan turn on for just a moment. Then on the back, you have all of your connections. So here's your solar input. So 10 to 60 volts and 20 amps max. So you're going to be able to input 1200 watts. To get that maximum input, you are going to have your panels in series and parallel to maximize that input. You have your standard AC input. This is 15 amps. And then you also have a breaker that you can reset in the back. To test input, I have two heaters. These heaters can pull anywhere from 750 to 1500 watts. So this is rated for 1800. So we're going to test it out, see how the inverter performs. Starting with 1500. Heater's on. It's showing that it's drawing 1440 watts. And we're going to add another 750, and let's see how well that it does. Next, I've connected a battery charger and also the heater. So the battery charger charging this 12 volt, 100 amp hour battery is drawing 352 watts. When I turn on this heater, it should bring it to its max. The inverter held 1730 watts just fine, so now we're going to put it over the edge. So we're adding an incandescent bulb. This one is 135 watts, so it should definitely push it to its limit. We are at 1862, and it is beeping overload. Let's see how long it can handle this before it shuts down. So it's been approximately a minute. It is still going in overload. So it looks like it's enough to overload it, but not enough to shut down. So it is holding 1863 watts, but you can hear the alarm and it does say overload. So now we're going to look at the sine wave. So I have a slight load on it right now. It is drawing 142 watts between the light and the fan. As you can see, it does have a perfect sine wave to it. We're now going to put the heater on low, pulling 886 watts. Still a very clean sine wave. Move it up to 1500. which now it's drawing 1600 watts and still a very nice clean sine wave. Okay, so it's pulling 213 watts. The capacity of the battery is 1024 watt hours. So it's going to take a little bit for it to discharge the battery, and we'll see what the total is. Now that the power station's battery is drained, let's see how it did. So we're going to pull this out, plug it into an outlet. So here is a total. It says 0.87 kilowatts or 870 watts. So it is approximately 87% efficient. That's typically what I see with these power stations. They're normally around 87, 88%. So this one did do pretty well. In summary, the Oscal put out the 1800 watts that it is rated for. It did a little bit more than that. I believe we saw around 1860. The alarm was alerting for overload, but it did continue going. If you went above that, it does shut it off. It does have 3 outlets on it, so the R20 amp, I do like the fact that it has 20 amp outlets, and the capacity was pretty good. The inverter did put out a perfectly clean sine wave from idle all the way up to max load. However, when I was charging a battery with it, it did start to distort just a little bit, so I did notice that in the output, but otherwise, it was quite clean. Improvements that I'd recommend on the back cover where you plug in your AC power and also the solar input, the door needs to be redesigned. It doesn't stay closed too well. So I would recommend an improvement there just because I had problems with it closing. Overall, it is a pretty good inverter. So that's it. Thanks for watching Mike's Solar Garage.